Oh, thank you. I really appreciate it. Thanks for inviting me, and thanks for organizing this event, and thanks for being beautiful people here at Fullerton, and beautiful students, beautiful classes, beautiful light, beautiful moment. Muchas gracias. Thank you so much. With water too. Thank you. I'm going to put it back down, otherwise I'm going to be, doing a little juggling. Yeah, that's not going to work out. How are you doing?
Good.
Good. Well, thanks for coming over. It's a real pleasure to be here with you. And in the Chicano Latino classes and the writing classes, poetry classes, and all of you, thanks for coming on by. I had a little juice. I juiced it up. Really tasty. With a vitamin boost as well. And thank you, Jay, for inviting me as well and giving me directions and being so inspirational and a very good friend. I'd like to give a big big hand to Jay and Mimi and everybody else. My first time I'm here at Cal State. First time I'm here, and it's a really good feeling to be here. I used to teach at Cal State Fresno for a long time, around 15 years, and I really enjoy the Cal State students and life, and I see that you're all ready to go, that you're doing beautiful things here. And it's a beautiful moment right now, a great moment to be students and teachers, because so much is taking place, as you know, in this world. And just recently, in the last few weeks, maybe the last 6 months, so much upheaval and tragedy. And students are very important in this picture in terms of responding and providing access to our communities and retrieving information and distributing information and taking moments of reflection to see what can be done and more effectively and more deeply. So it's a great time to be here at Cal State Fullerton and to be writing. Writing used to be such a strange thing. It used to be it didn't exist. I didn't understand it. I never heard of it until I hit high school, I think. Writing. What the heck is that? But writing is that place, isn't it? Writing is that place, is that intersection where we put knowledge, we put consciousness, and we provide outreach and a network just with words. We reflect, we redefine, and we become awake, and we provide whatever we can to the best of our abilities for everyone. And then we respond, and then we listen, and then we rethink, and maybe something will happen, something new will happen. Just with writing, imagine that. It's the only place where I can actually exist, is writing. Everywhere else, I don't know what I'm doing. And in writing, I really don't know what I'm doing. But it's a place where I can find peace. And that's a good thing. So what shall we do, folks? What shall we do? I've been traveling quite a bit. It's been a great thing to travel. And with writing, we travel. And when we're writers, we also travel on the road, as you know. And sometimes traveling on the road, we forget to travel on the road with our writing. And it's just as beautiful as traveling with our consciousness and traveling with our words on paper or whatever media we use. But traveling on the road, face to face, is most beautiful. I've been to Napa, for example, and I met the Dia de las Familias communities there. And little children doing folklorico, dancing, all dressed up with braids and ribbons, and a big old fair for the children and communities of Napa, the grape country, las winerías. Everybody say winerías. Yeah, so I met up with the people that worked the winerías, and it was very good for me, And I also was I saw things and heard things on the radio. I went to the radio events there. Y aquí estamos con ustedes, aquí en medio de Napa. Vamos a tener aquí a Juan Felipe Herrera. And I had to kind of get into that velocity because I was going to go, yeah, well, I have this poem. And that wasn't the speed, sí, aquí estoy con ustedes, well, muchas gracias. So, I had to jump in. I had to jump in. And Channel Islands was very interesting, Cal State Channel Islands, a whole, different experience as well. And in LA, and also throughout the Inland Empire and on. I just got back from Santa Cruz with a transfer students in Santa Cruz. It was very sweet. It was very sweet. Transfer students doing their first 2 years, with all the difficulties that we have all faced, coming from our home, neighborhood, community experience into the university. What a big jump that is. So much that we have left behind. So many trials that we have gone through, that you have gone through. So many things that we had to give up. And so many things we had to learn very quickly and had to crush through to make it this far. And then that's what I felt in Santa Cruz with the transfer students and as I move along. And people are excited, and people are ready, and people are taking notes, and people are cooking. They're cooking. There's a lot of cooking going on. They're kind of ready, The food is ready. The bowls are filled. The salsa is fresh. So that's been my experience. And on the radio and on interviews, NPR. So the good thing is that we're all united. The good thing is that we're all together. And the good thing is that we're all wanting to see what's going on, and that we're all working very hard to continue to gain awareness and to continue to provide it to others. I could try to attempt to come up with all the peoples I've been meeting. It's been a beautiful moment. It is a beautiful moment, just like right here. My first 20 years were on the road. I never heard of a poetry class. There I was writing poetry all along, from high school on till I was 40. Of course, I heard of a poetry workshop. I went to one in high school. I had a poem called The Square Moon. The Square Moon. And then it went on. And then at the workshop person said, "Now, I'd like to ask you one question, little Johnny." I go, "What?" "Oh, why is your poem titled Square Moon?" I go, "Don't ask me." Don't ask me. I just wrote it, I didn't define it. I wrote it. So that was the last time I went to a workshop. So it was a beautiful moment, a beautiful experience to grab the right ingredients from the air and from the homes and communities and from friends and from associates that were also kind of starting out as poets. Remember that? Starting out as a poet. Yeah, let's write some poetry. Something going on in Fullerton. Something's going on. We have to write a poem. Something's going on out there. Yeah, something's going on. So you got a pencil? Yeah, I got a pencil. Come on, because we're going to be there in 5 minutes. We're going to be there in 5 minutes. We have enough gas? Yeah, we have enough gas. Okay, bring out some crackers and some tuna sandwiches, because we're about landing. Okay, and then writing poems on the road, traveling many miles with guitars and folk songs and campesino farm worker picket songs and Aztec dancers with beads from Mexico City, crossing over through Tijuana into San Diego, the Cultural Center. Yes, I'm the director of the Cultural Center here in San Diego, and we'd like to sponsor this event where we shall bring some indigenous dancers from Mexico City to traditional Aztec dance, Nahuatl, literary and linguistic forms, and dance quadrants and choreographies throughout California. Well, okay, just sign here, sir. And then we crossed, and then they never returned, and they multiplied throughout the United States. So that's the first 20 years. That's the first 20 years. San Francisco with Jack Hirschman, Alejandro Mujia, and reading, joining collectives. Well, today we have a collective meeting, Juan Felipe. Well, okay, I'm almost there. I'm out here buying some cheese in Noe Valley. I'll bring some cheese and some microbrews, okay? And then we would meet in San Francisco or at the Left-Right Conference in Noe Valley, or the Castro Mission get-together, gay poets and straight poets and in-between poets, all coming together as writers. So those are the first 20 years. And writing our own magazines and broadsides and journals, as you guys know, and distributing them for free and publishing each other and promoting other writers and including the voices in our communities. Beautiful moments. And going to Mexico, to Chiapas and Central Mexico and Totonaca country on the Atlantic coast in 1970. Because I heard of the term culture. So now it's an interesting term, but I can't really feel it. Why don't we just do it? So let's go straight to Chiapas. Let's stop talking about indigenous identity. Let's just get to it and meet each other face to face, and sit down in a circle and listen to each other's stories. So that was a good thing to do. To go beyond the four walls and to seek out the learning that we really want, and sit down with the people, men, women, elders, from another culture that still is our culture. There's very thin lines and porous, permeable lines between cultural groups, so we can't sit down. Sustain the heart first. Before you drink water and all of its contributors, before you walk out and press on the earth and all its composers, before you heat the first tortilla and all of its makers, before you clothe your body with the fibers of all the women, before you sing under the knotted tree, the one that gave its limb for your shelter, before you speak to the children made of stars and fire and wisps of spirit, the things that move all things, that give you beginnings and endings and plates upon plates of infinity, sustain the heart first. So you can move in gratitude in this one life given to you. So you can act and make an offering to the life water. So you can tell it in ocean song that you too will flow and change your course. Today is that day, you will say. Today I will protect you. Today I will touch you with patience, you will say. Before this universe, you will say all this. Your heart will say all this. And the water will pour down your ancient face, and you will know. I wrote that one for you guys. I thought you'd enjoy it since it's the title, Sustain the Heart First. The political eye. A friend of mine in San Francisco says, I'm putting a gallery together and it's called the Political Eye event. Can you write us a poem? So rather than belabor it, I just wrote it on email. The political eye. Let's all do this one together. Ready? The political eye.
The political eye
Turns to the interior. Notices the fear. Greed. And the hate. What is that doing here? It asks. Then the eye looks out and sees fear, greed, and hate. Where do I begin? Here, says the heart. Aquí, dice el corazón. So I sent that to Juan Pablo. I hope he accepts it. You know the whole thing about accepting poetry? Isn't that too much? Who brought that up? Who came up with that idea? You know, when we write poetry, it's there. And it's given right there. You cannot stop it. Everyone said, you cannot stop poetry. You cannot stop poetry. You cannot stop poetry. Because once, it's like breath. You can't stop the breath. It's connected to all breath. The women, Indian village. Women walk for you. One of my treks, like I said, was to, one of my voyages was to Nayarit, to central Mexico. And I met up with the Huichol peoples. I met up with the Huichol peoples there. The last peoples to be colonized or contacted or semi-colonized or just contacted by the Spanish. And it was a great moment. I was after some kind of explosion in myself. And I wanted to kind of touch face to face and feel the earth and rub the rocks on my face. That's the feeling I had. I didn't want to read about it, even though I did read about it. So this is something related to that. This is for you too. The women, Indian village women, with child, women with child, without child. One carries a fish, bluish, painted by the torments, the rains inside, Mercury, a pheasant, for a hat, with its myriad clapping sayings on its beak, and parrot, tropical guacamaya, avocado, papaya, eggs, and a glyph, as it tosses a feather through the tiny forest, still alive through the hat of the next woman. She lifts through the earth, thatched and woven. She follows the first woman in yellow and garlic braids and flower calla lily hat, and the child at the head of the road, blackish hair and a branch green flag stick. They are dancing. It is almost daybreak in the village. It is night moon on the mountain. The elders sing, they pray, they sit motionless, face to face. Grandfather, father, Tatewari. The beginnings come. The beginning songs come. The first one songs they come. Through feathers, embers, the temple drum, one beat at a time, one beat at a time across the village roofs, the prayer house. All the filament solar greetings await. First the dawn must be called. The painted open must be conjured. The separations between the earth and the beyond ancestors, they must be healed. They must be. So the women dance. They make a circle. All the poisons come to the roots, the last ones. All the poisons come to the trees, the last ones. All the poisons come to the waters, the last ones. We shall draw this. We shall sing this. We shall dance this. We shall tell this. We shall kneel in front of Mother Corn Dove Girl Tate Werika Wimari. We shall notice her blood come up from land's Kwamil corn patch. The ones worked with rock, drop, and machete. We shall toss her flowers yellow-white. The ones carried on our hard-skinned twine satchel. Come up from the hill, do not look down. Walk, walk. Bless all things. We shall notice her yellow-green, deep feather crown. We shall notice her 10,000 eyes, minds, hands, arms. We shall bow in tears in comunidad, outside the prayer house we leave. Sun, fire, sky, come down. We shall listen to daybreak star words, silence piercing. Listen to instructions, silence piercing, burn. How to live one more year. How to offer fruit to each one. How to notice the thorn inside brown cold breast of the sick. How to sweep it to the center of the figure carried by the horse. How to pull it out with a bamboo flute, our wind breath. How to spit out the churning blade spine unto our hands. Examine, examine. We shall wait to see the healing. We shall wait to see the healing. We shall continue the way to find our lives. Year after year, This morning, the women dance one after the other. They dance, they lift, they carry, they are upright. One of them, the new one, leads. Oh, what will she say? What new thing will she see? What will she do to make the beginning come again? So I wrote that for you guys last night. You know, it's thank you. It's hard to get to these poems because I got to keep the alligators happy. You know, it's so easy to write in that kind of psychic turmoil. So easy to go there and hang out with Jim Morrison. It's a cool world there, you know. I like being there, you know. I've written many decades hanging out with Jim Morrison. But I thought I could see if I could make a bit of a right turn or left turn or down turn or side turn and see if I could write sustaining the heart. Everything sustains the heart. See, that's the secret. Here's one. Here's a short one. Everyone say a short one. Por favor. And it's called Even the Gun Does Not Want to Be a Gun. This is for the NRA. Even the gun does not want to be a gun. Imagine being a gun. I don't think I'd want to be a gun if I was a gun. It denies the polish, its sea blood sculpted elegance, the weight and blue machine. It ignores the how. If only it could truly sing. If only it knew more than one long word of one long dismembered song. That's it. Even the gun does not want to be it. So let's send our good wishes to the people of Boston. Let's send our good heart to the people of Boston, and to all those who have perished with guns and bombs throughout the world. Joanna Ramos, I Promise. This is a poem that I wrote for the Joanna Ramos I Promise project that I'm kicking off with the help of everybody for bullying in 5th grade. And everywhere else too, but 5th grade, since Joanna Ramos was an 11-year-old girl in Long Beach, as you know, and got caught up in a fight, and got punched, went home, went to her room, and did not wake up. So this is a poem, kind of the kickoff poem, and we just kicked this project off with the Town Gate Elementary School of Moreno Valley. So they were at UCR and they wrote promises, and they're going to get the little membership card of I Promise Joanna project throughout, so that we can then cast this project with their stories and poems and photographs throughout California. Everyone say throughout California. Because that's what we're doing. Let's do this. Let's do what we do for all of California and for everyone and everywhere. So it's not just for us, and therefore it will blossom most beautiful flowers. Joanna, I Promise. You don't know her. She was 10. 5th grade, Long Beach, or here. After school, when all the fights happened. Dark brown hair and eyes made of light. One fight. 2 girls. 1 lived. 1 died. 1 clot in the brain. 1, then 2 times during surgery. Wake up! Joanna, wake up! Closed her eyes. Closed her eyes. Gone now. Little Joanna, gone. Who started it? Who ended it? Where was I? Where were you? Joanna, I promise. I promise it won't happen again. So that's Joanna Ramos, I promise. So I say chilaquiles, quesadilla, guacamole, chile colorado, chile verde, chipotle, chile de árbol, free chile, chiltepín, piquín, little microscopic atomic chiles that blow your head off. Chile serrano, jalapeño, chile güero, chile pasilla, chile guaje. See, guys, when you get to the guaje, you're going deep. You can say to somebody, hey, guess what? What? I know about some real cool chile. What? Like what? Chile guaje, dude. What? Chile guaje? How did you know that? That's one of the 3 magical ingredients in Oaxacan mole. Only my family knows that. That's a family secret. So everybody say chile guaje. Yeah, family secret. Chile guaje. I think chile guaje, chile pasilla, and chile de árbol are the 3 key, iconic chiles in mole colorado from directly homeland Oaxaca. Big motto for Oaxaca. Big motto for all regions. I was up in Seattle and I met up with my good friend Laura Flores, and I met up with a beautiful, amazing, incredible Oaxacan artist community. There's a big old artistic collective in Seattle, and they got some righteous paintings. Imagine, they're amazing. Wow. And I went to their studios downtown Seattle. Amazing. The studios we always dreamed of as artists, those are the studios we always dreamed of. Like maybe the ones Rothko had or Pollack had in San Francisco. Beautiful. So I was there and hung out with them. Amazing work. And they told me about the mole. Here's the title. Let's recite this title together. How many of you like titles? Everybody raise their hand, okay? Yeah. Titles make everything happen. Like hello, that's like a title. When you meet somebody, hello, that's a title. Buenos dias, that's a title. That's the first thing. Everything else is pure poetry, but the title is necessary. This one's You and I Belong in This Kitchen. Ready? 1, 2, 3. You and I belong in this kitchen. And it just kind of happened. I was at the Buddhist monastery in Escondido, founded by Thich Nhat Hanh in Deer Park, Escondido. Didn't know how to find it. I went around in circles. I finally made it up there. And my good friend Bob Alvarez met me there. So this is that moment. You and I belong in this kitchen. You also see in that kitchen. You gotta make it like this, in this kitchen. See there? It's gonna be served right there. Long time, Hermano Bob tells me. One of the monks in brown directs us to the deep sink, made of 2 sinks. The hose and the silver table were all. The spoons and metal tongs are clean. Wait at the entrance for directions the monk gave me, but he's in there and points me to another sink. made of 2 sinks and a silver table where all the spoons and metal tongs are clean. Scrub off the rice burned at the bottom. There it is, clinging to the sides of the steel. Outside, working the hole in the earth, 3 monks in brown stirred the blackish pots boiling. 4 mouths of mud cakes for the new lunar year. The dragon, the people, the monastery, the mountains. 1 monk stands staring into the nothing. No thoughts around him. The other monk descends through the scaly fog. 2 children angle an exploded tree limb back and forth, so the sparks play with them. To the left, the meditation hall is curved and faces escondido, down below, where my father drove his army truck and pulled our trailer to a stop on Lincoln Road in '54. I watered spider corn and noticed the deportations. Little friends gone, the land left to ice alone. Lunch is served. We go to the line, the spoons and the speckled tongs await by the brown rice, white rice, eggplant, kimchi, and a gray shade pot. Pour the seaweed soup. We go with our tray and sit. The mud cakes are ribboned in red and gold and green. There is a way to do this. It requires listening and seeing and silence. Silence. The bell rings. Long time hermano Bob and I at the parking lot. We leave brown cloth, naked spoons, naked pots. Steam rises from the sink. And the view with no one in front or in back. I'm trying to get a little mambo rhythm going. You know, this is a whole new set for me. It's a whole new set for me. I've been writing, every time I write out, something new happens. And I enjoy that. Because I can't go back. And I can't go forward because forward is not there yet. I can't go back because it's gone. So then the only place I can go is where I am. So every time I am where I am, things are different. So I write different. But I'm not writing like something like, let's see, hey sister and bro, don't walk so slow. Papaya, yellow sun on your shoulder, se cae and spill seeds. Simón, papaya es de allá y de aquellas. Pero tu tipo, I forgot the rest. But yeah, I'm not writing like that anymore. And that was kind of fun, you know. It has a lot of rhythms in it. Papaya, ya va pa ya, pa ya va, ya va pa, pa ya va pa, ya va pa ya pa, ya va pa ya va pa, ya va pa ya va pa ya. So that kind of saxophony thing, I really like. But I kind of moved on to the present, and I'm writing what I'm writing, which is what I'm writing today. This is a sestina for Victoria Soto. Remember Victoria, teacher, Sandy Hook Elementary. So since I have the Poet Laureate motorcycle, I call on people that I meet to write for Sandy Hook, as well as for Boston. As a matter of fact, let me open up the invitation to you. Right now I have feel free to write me and send your poems for Boston, for the people of Boston, poems for the people of Boston. Feel free. Just doesn't matter if it happened 2 weeks ago or last week, or the anniversary took place, was it yesterday? Poems with glad hearts are always welcome. And a poem, small as it is, can change everything. It's not going to be like a new building kind of change, or new paint on the car kind of change. But imagine receiving a poem with a glad heart in it after you've been in pain. You're going to feel the change. So poems for the people of Boston, feel free to send them to me. Herrera, Herrera, at UCR.edu. Juan.Herrera@UCR.edu. Okay? Yeah. Okay. I can spell it out for you. JUAN.HERRA@UCR.edu. Poems for the people of Boston. We also collected poems for Sandy Hook and sent them out. And that's what we're doing. Sestina for Victoria Soto. I thought I'd try Sestina because there's so much going on. Sometimes the subject is too big and you need to contain it. So I chose the Sestina. It's kind of a fun form. 6 stanzas, right? 6 lines per stanza. And the last stanza, 3 lines. That includes all these cool end words that repeat in funny ways. Sestina for Victoria Soto, teacher, Sandy Hook Elementary. And this is different from my papaya style. Victoria, sister of Jillian, Carly, and Carlos, you wanted to be a teacher. Daughter of Carlos, equipment operator, and Donna, nurse, one family. Since the beginning, at 14, Stratford High, her heart was strong. To learn, to explore, to collect the books, to map the road for others. A leader with heart for all occasions, Christmas, baseball, for children. Long brown hair, blue eyes. We remember your smile and your strength. The world gathers since the 14th of December. With your strength, form a circle with the stories of your bravery. Everyone, every teacher. Form a circle. When the shots popped, and bullets seared apart each family, how you shielded each one of your 16 angels. You stood up strong. You had prepared at Eastern and Southern, each one a step for others. 1 in a million, Chief McNamara said, giving your life for children. 5 years you had taught at Sandy Hook, 27 years of age, the children. Said you were funny. You hugged everyone with your soul, your strength. The bagpipers played. 400 came to mourn. You, our teacher, your love, your mind, your body, prepared to lead, to protect family. You hid your students in closets, in cabinets. What was it? Was it strong? Newtown, Connecticut. The rest of us. How do we hold your gift for others? Reverend Boxwell Williams said you were selfless. But who are our others? On Tumblr and Facebook, we write about you. How we will follow like children. A style for cheap sunglasses, 6 Flags, the Yankees. We search for strength. Then we go back to Sandy Hook. Offer flowers. Each light, a new teacher. Talking about becoming Victorias. Threading into one family. The kids sensed her compassion, the father said, a renewing voice, strong. The bullets hide the hall as they burned. Your teachers too were strong. It sounded like someone was kicking down the doors into the others. They went into lockdown. They covered windows and sang to the children, said, I love you, under desks, bathrooms, storage rooms, quiet strength. Strips of paper, crayons in the midst of terror, a drooling gun. A teacher, you faced the killer. This is Victoria Soto, they said. Now a family. December 14th, 2012 has passed. You are everywhere. With us, a family. She walked the walk, a Navy veteran said about your teaching. Strong, how you cared for first graders with different abilities, all the children. She loved them automatically, the librarian said. This was your strength. She was doing what she loved, protecting our children. This is a teacher. Cousin Jim Wiltsey, a Marine, said. She was a hero. Voices of family. Voices sing your inner strength, your mother Donna, father Carlos, sisters, brother, your life for flourishing children, family, the heart steps of a teacher, for others, for Newtown, for us, now, in the storm of fire, Victoria, strength. So what I'm doing is what you're doing. Taking in what's going on, reading, taking notes, and attempting to put it together in whatever form I can, and then giving it to others in whatever form I can. Whether it's not my typical style, doesn't matter. When I get to San Francisco, I'll bop if I need to. Or when I hit the cafes, I'll read this. Doesn't matter. The idea is to expand our approaches. The idea is to include as much as we can from as many sources. Not our day-to-day bags or boxes or paper bags of mind habits or artistic styles, but stretching and transcending as best as we can, learning new words and writing a sestina. That's the best thing I could do because it helped me put together information and what people were saying and what the news reports had stated. And then access. This is the time of expanding access, because it's also a time of constricting resources. A time of constricting resources requires you and me to provide larger access, bigger access. So what we write, what we learn, if we can write it down and pass it on. Not 4 years from now, when we get our 2 PhDs, but this afternoon. Like Jack Hirschman in San Francisco, he'll paint on a piece of paper and he'll write 3, 4, 5 words. He'll say, Viva Victoria Soto, and then he'll write a little poem and he'll pass it out. Or like Jorge Gonzalez in 1968, who wrote I Am Joaquin, kind of a reclamation of Latino, Mexicano, indigenous identity back in 68 with the mimeographs. So he would write that poem and print it on a mimeograph and pass it out. So this is a time of expanding access. And who else but you with such beautiful resources? Just this library alone is amazing. And all the abilities you have. Not tomorrow, because it's not here. Not yesterday, because it's gone. But right now. It would be nice to go home and give something to our parents or to our neighbors or to people on the street. Otherwise it's just ours and it fades away. This was called Walk with Mountains. Snow-cut ridge, the clouds descend. Rise in stillness, move in stillness. The city at 6:47 a.m. Lives, so many lives, then just one, and both. And there is breath, and a house below, above, a wave. It could be spirit, but no one knows. It is not important. Just snow, coldness, fire, sol, 2 steps, no step, movement. I pass by. So I like the mountains. And they become my family. And the hawks, aren't they beautiful? Wow. And the crows. I was walking across the street with my dog, And I knew there was a hawk in that tree, because I followed it, and it was in a little belly of the tree in there. And I said, "You fatty bird!" And then it came out of the tree. It goes, shh. And it goes, okay, I take it back. I take it back. Actually, you're in good shape. You know. You're in good shape. But I was goofing around with the hawk, you know. But the hawk was, you know, checking me out from above, and inside this really cool spot inside the tree. You couldn't see it, you know, like a little dark cave in the tree. It was hanging out in there, you know, smoking a Pall Mall or something. I was having a carriage drink, and then I called it out. I said, "Hey, you fatty bird!" And then it literally just jumped out of there, and it popped open its giant wings, and it flew right at me, and it literally almost gave me a flat top. Gave me a little flat. I used to have very long hair. Give me a little flat. So the mountains, yeah. And they're different every day. Sustain the heart. That's my little collection for you. Most of these are for you that I wrote. Most of these are brand new. I wrote them for you. And a couple of ones that I had written earlier this year. And I hope you enjoy these. So I am very open to any thoughts or questions you may have. Is that okay? Was this kind of